Beloved, feel the air around you shift. You didn't find this message by chance. Heaven aligned your steps to this very moment because something urgent, holy, and undeniable is unfolding in your life. That stirring in your spirit, that pressure in your chest, that quiet voice you keep trying to ignore. It's not fear, it's not imagination, it's not anxiety. It is a heavenly summons. Your name has been whispered in places your feet have never walked, and God is calling His chosen one to attention. Take a breath and let your heart open. You have been asking for clarity, you have been pleading for direction, and right now, heaven is answering. The Lord is parting the veil to address you directly because this message carries weight, authority, and instruction. What you are about to hear is not a warning meant to scare you. It is a revelation meant to wake you. God is not joking with you in this season. He is not speaking casually. He is not whispering suggestions. He is giving you a divine directive for your protection, your spiritual growth, your financial stability, your mental peace, and the elevation of your destiny. You may feel like you've been walking through shadows. You may feel like distractions have multiplied. You may feel like people around you are changing, shifting, revealing motives you didn't expect. Beloved soul, that's because you are approaching a spiritual threshold. And when a chosen one stands at the edge of breakthrough, heaven speaks with unmistakable clarity. Jeremiah 29:11 declares, "For I know the plans I have for you, and those plans are alive, active, and moving even now." But God needs your attention so He can shift your direction. Chosen one, hear this with your whole spirit. God is not playing with you anymore. He is not allowing you to drift. He is not allowing you to settle. He is not allowing you to stay connected to what weakens your purpose or delays your blessing. When He says move, you must move. When He says release, you must release. When He says guard your heart, you must guard it like treasure. Because what He is preparing for you carries power, favor, and abundance beyond anything you've ever known. And right here, as this truth sinks in, I feel the first great turning in your spirit. If your heart feels stirred, if you sense this word pulling you higher, let me say this with grace. If you feel led, even a simple, super thanks becomes a seed of faith that aligns your spirit with what God is igniting in you. Not as payment, not as pressure, but as an act of agreement with heaven's movement in your life. Chosen one, listen closely now, because what is happening around you is not ordinary. The pressure that has been building in your life is spiritual, not emotional. The restlessness that wakes you at night is not discomfort, it is divine communication. You have entered a season where God refuses to let you sleep through your assignment. He is calling you forward with urgency because something has shifted in the unseen, and heaven will not allow you to miss it. You may have wondered why certain people you trusted have shown their true faces, why conversations feel hollow, why you are suddenly sensitive to dishonesty, manipulation, or spiritual heaviness around you. It isn't paranoia. It's elevation. When God lifts you higher, He exposes what cannot come with you. Your spirit is becoming sharper, wiser, more aware of hidden motives because the Lord is preparing you for greater responsibility, deeper purpose, and a new level of abundance that demands discernment. Think of Joseph. Before the palace, God revealed the hearts of his brothers. Before the breakthrough, betrayals surfaced. Not to hurt him, but to position him. Genesis 50:20 shows us that what was meant for harm became the platform for his divine assignment. Beloved soul, the same pattern is unfolding in your life. Every betrayal is revealing alignment. Every closed door is clearing the path. Every disappointment is detoxing your atmosphere. You're not losing anything. You are being refined for a future weighted with glory. And you felt it. That strange heaviness in your spirit followed by an unexpected clarity. Moments when you suddenly see through things that once confused you. This is not emotional sensitivity. It is the Holy Spirit heightening your awareness, because what's coming next demands spiritual maturity. Isaiah 43:19 declares, "Behold, I am doing a new thing." But before God does a new thing around you, He strengthens the new thing within you. Some of you have been experiencing spiritual signs that you cannot explain. Waking between 2 and 4 a.m., repeating numbers, dreams that feel too vivid to dismiss, a sudden pull towards silence, prayer, or solitude. This is heaven's way of adjusting your frequency so you can hear divine instruction without interference. You've been sensing it for weeks. Something is approaching. Something is shifting. Something is calling your name. Your finances may have felt tight, but not because you are cursed. It is because God is teaching you to separate financial fear from financial strategy. He is rebuilding your wealth mindset. He is preparing you for abundance that requires stewardship, not survival. You are entering a season where divine provision will meet divine purpose. Philippians 4:19 assures, "My God will supply every need according to His riches in glory." And beloved, His riches are not limited by your current situation. Your emotions have also been stretched. You felt misunderstood, isolated, or withdrawn. Not because you are alone, but because God is repositioning your connections. He is removing voices that confuse your spirit and introducing voices that strengthen your destiny. You're being aligned with people who carry wisdom, favor, and spiritual integrity. Heaven is curating your circle, because what's coming next must be guarded like a seed. And hear this, the resistance you've been feeling is proof that heaven is orchestrating a breakthrough. The enemy does not fight what does not threaten him. The intensity of your warfare reveals the magnitude of your assignment. The closer you get to breakthrough, the louder the enemy tries to distract you. But Isaiah 54:17 stands like a shield. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. This is why God is not joking with you this time. He has seen the years you spent shrinking for others, dimming your light to fit in, holding back your gifts out of fear of judgment. He is done watching you settle. He's done watching you give your power away. He is done watching you forget who He called you to be. Heaven has made a decision. Your spirit must rise. You may ask, but why now? Why is everything happening at once? Because chosen ones do not receive ordinary timing. You receive divine timing, and divine timing rarely feels comfortable. Like a seed breaking through soil, you must push through the pressure to reach the light. Ruth had to leave familiar fields to find favor. Abraham had to step into the unknown to receive the promise. David had to face Goliath to reveal his anointing. Breakthrough is always preceded by disruption, discomfort, and divine repositioning. You are in that exact moment. Hear this prophetic truth. God is separating you from what drains you so He can connect you to what transforms you. He is pulling you away from noise so you can hear His voice. He is lifting you out of spiritual stagnation so you can walk in divine acceleration. Your destiny is expanding. Your purpose is awakening. Your spirit is rising. And right here, as the weight of this revelation settles in your heart, I feel a holy turning point in this message. If your spirit feels aligned and you sense God speaking through these words, then hear this with grace. Some chosen ones express gratitude through a gentle, super thanks. Not to pay for a blessing, but to plant a seed of agreement with what heaven is activating inside them. Let it be a whisper of faith, never a burden. Now breathe again, beloved, because God still has more to reveal. The deeper truth of why He is speaking so firmly, why He refuses to let you drift, and why this season carries so much urgency, is unfolding even now. Chosen one, lean in, because what God is unfolding in this hour requires your full awareness. You're stepping into a realm where the ordinary rules no longer apply. The spiritual atmosphere around you has shifted, and heaven is issuing instructions designed to lift you out of cycles that once held you captive. This is why your spirit has been restless, why your thoughts have been sharper, why you sense a pull toward deeper purpose. You are being prepared for territory that demands a stronger version of you, one anchored in clarity, courage, and divine identity. What you may not realize is that certain storms you've endured were not punishments. They were awakenings. God allowed pressure because pressure uncovers truth. It reveals where your faith stands, where your boundaries break, where your heart still needs healing. You've been walking through a season of refining fire, not to destroy you, but to strengthen the steel of your spirit. Just as gold is purified through heat, your calling is being purified through challenge. You have been asking for breakthrough, but breakthrough requires a breaking of old habits, a breaking of emotional patterns, a breaking of spiritual stagnation. Every uncomfortable moment has been shaping a version of you that can sustain the abundance ahead. Some of you have noticed a shift in how you think. Ideas appear with new clarity. Creativity feels like it's waking up again. A sense of direction is forming in areas where confusion once lived. This is because God is releasing a fresh anointing over your mind. Romans 12:2 tells us to renew our minds because transformation begins within. Heaven is rewiring your thought patterns so you can hold the weight of your next assignment. What once felt impossible is now becoming reachable. What once scared you is now stirring excitement. What once looked like a barrier is turning into a bridge. This is divine engineering happening inside your spirit. You've also felt a change in your emotional landscape. Old wounds are resurfacing, not to haunt you, but to free you. God is bringing unresolved pain to the surface because it can no longer travel with you. He is dismantling emotional walls built in seasons of fear. He is healing places where heartbreak once lived. He's teaching you the strength of release, the power of forgiveness, the freedom of letting go. Not for others, but for your own destiny. You cannot step into abundance while dragging the weight of yesterday. Psalm 147:3 reminds us that God heals the brokenhearted, and, beloved, He's doing that healing in real time. And pay attention to this. Your discernment has sharpened. You see through deception more quickly. You feel spiritual danger before it fully forms. This is not coincidence. Heaven is activating a higher level of insight because your future requires spiritual intelligence. Some opportunities that look appealing will soon be revealed as traps. Some people who speak kindly will be shown for who they truly are. God is protecting your purpose before He exposes your blessing. Your discernment is not a burden, it is a shield. You might also notice your energy shifting. Places you once enjoyed now feel draining. Conversations you once entertained now feel empty. Activities you used to indulge now feel irrelevant. This is because your spirit is adjusting to a new frequency. When God elevates you, He also elevates your appetite for purpose. Your soul loses interest in what doesn't feed your destiny. You're not becoming distant, you're becoming aligned. You're not losing interest, you're gaining discernment about what nourishes your calling. Beloved, another sign of this divine shift is the sudden desire for solitude. Not isolation rooted in pain, but solitude rooted in spiritual awakening. Heaven is drawing you away from noise because revelation requires stillness. God is pouring wisdom into your spirit, and wisdom rarely shouts, it whispers. That urge to step back from certain people or environments is not avoidance, it is preservation. Even Jesus withdrew to lonely places to pray. Luke 5:16 reminds us that solitude is not loneliness, it is alignment. And yet within all of this, there has been a rising courage in you. A quiet confidence you cannot explain, a sense that you are stronger than you once believed. This is the Holy Spirit awakening the warrior within you. You are no longer shrinking to fit spaces too small for your purpose. You are no longer apologizing for your gifts. You are no longer dimming your light. God is awakening boldness because your next season requires authority. Your voice will carry weight. Your presence will shift atmospheres. Your obedience will unlock breakthroughs not just for you, but for others assigned to your influence. Some of you have been experiencing unexpected opportunities, conversations, ideas, open doors that seem to appear out of nowhere. These are divine breadcrumbs. God is guiding you step by step. He is orchestrating encounters that align with your purpose. He is positioning you in rooms your name has already entered. Psalm 37:23 says, "The steps of the righteous are ordered, and, beloved, your steps are being guided with precision." And here is something you need to understand deeply. Heaven is accelerating your timeline. What once took years will begin unfolding in months. What once felt delayed will be fast-tracked. What once required struggle will now flow with grace. You're entering a season of supernatural acceleration because you have endured seasons of supernatural resistance. God is restoring the time you lost. Joel 2:25 promises that He restores the years the enemy tried to steal, and He is beginning that restoration with you. Yet even as blessings form in the unseen, God is warning you to protect your spirit. Not from fear, but from wisdom. Not everyone around you can walk with you into your elevation. Some relationships were seasonal. Some connections were lessons. Some people were assignments, not alignments. Revelation always precedes separation, and separation always precedes elevation. You are not being abandoned. You are being chosen. And chosen one, as we reach this delicate and powerful point, if your spirit feels the truth resonating through these words, then hear this with gentleness. If you feel called to offer a super thanks, let it be a personal seed of gratitude, a quiet agreement with heaven's movement, a spiritual acknowledgement that God is stirring something deep within you. Now breathe again, beloved. There is more to uncover. God has not finished speaking. The deeper reasons behind this divine urgency, the next layer of revelation, and the strategic preparation for your breakthrough are still unfolding. Chosen one, something else has been happening beneath the surface, something even you haven't fully understood. Your spirit has been sensing movements long before your mind could process them. You've been feeling the tension of invisible shifts, moments when the atmosphere around you suddenly grows heavy, then strangely clear. These are not mood swings, they are spiritual indicators. Heaven has been sending signals, preparing you for changes that require inner readiness before outer manifestation. God is aligning layers of your life that once felt chaotic, and the order He is establishing will soon make sense in ways you couldn't imagine months ago. There is a reason your patience has been tested, not to break you, but to train you. Patience is not passive waiting, it is spiritual endurance. It is the ability to hold vision without surrendering to fear. You've been walking through a season where God is strengthening your inner muscles, stretching your spiritual capacity, and expanding your emotional resilience. What used to overwhelm you now only slows you for a moment before you rise again. What once triggered you now makes you think. What once stole your peace now only brushes against the outer edge of your spirit. This is spiritual evolution. You're becoming someone capable of carrying responsibility without collapsing under its weight. And something even deeper is happening in your relationships. You may have felt misunderstood by people who once knew you well. You may have sensed distance forming with those you cared for. But what you don't see is the divine rearrangement unfolding behind the scenes. God is teaching you the difference between attachment and assignment. Some people were never meant to stay forever. Some entered your life to teach discernment. Some were mirrors revealing places in your heart that needed healing. When their task was complete, the connection shifted, not as punishment, but as progression. God is introducing new voices, new mentors, new companions whose wisdom matches your next level, not your last. This is also why your appetite for truth has intensified. You find yourself seeking deeper understanding, hungering for wisdom, craving revelation that nourishes your soul. Shallow conversations, empty entertainment, and aimless activity no longer satisfy you. This is because your spirit is maturing. Your inner world is awakening. You're beginning to value what lasts, not what distracts. Proverbs 4:7 tells us that wisdom is the principal thing, and God is pouring wisdom into you like fresh oil. You are being prepared to make decisions with clarity rather than confusion, with conviction rather than insecurity. Chosen one, another sign that heaven is guiding you is the way your sensitivity to environments has shifted. When you enter certain spaces, your spirit reacts instantly. Peace settles in some places, heaviness in others. This is spiritual discernment, not emotional instability. Your spirit is detecting alignment and misalignment long before your eyes see it. God is teaching you to trust what your spirit knows, even when your mind hesitates. This ability will protect you from people who wear kindness like a costume but carry agendas that drain your purpose. You are learning to trust intuition shaped by the Holy Spirit, not assumptions shaped by fear. There is also a divine reawakening happening in your dreams. Some of you have been dreaming with unusual clarity, dreams that feel symbolic, dreams that echo situations in your waking life, dreams that leave you with a feeling you can't shake. These are not mere images, they are spiritual messages. God often reveals direction through the language of dreams because dreams bypass the limitations of logic. They speak directly to your spirit. Just as Joseph received prophetic dreams long before the manifestation, God is giving you glimpses of what's ahead, not to confuse you, but to prepare you. And chosen one, pay attention to the way you have started noticing small details, sudden ideas, recurring phrases, unexpected confirmations. These are not random. Heaven is weaving a pattern around you, a divine sequence meant to guide your steps. God speaks in layers, and you are beginning to recognize His voice in ways you never did before. This awareness is not accidental. It is cultivated. It is evidence that your connection to the divine is strengthening. Your body, too, has been reacting to this spiritual shift. Some days you feel bursts of energy, as though new strength is rising. Other days you feel drained without explanation. This is your physical vessel, adjusting to the weight of new anointing. Spiritual elevation often affects the natural body. You're shedding old cycles of exhaustion and stepping into rhythms of renewal. Psalm 23:3 says, "He restores my soul." And beloved, that restoration is happening piece by piece. Another change has been occurring in your ambitions. What you once pursued out of pressure, you now pursue out of purpose. God is reshaping your motivations. He is removing desires rooted in insecurity and replacing them with aspirations rooted in calling. You are beginning to dream differently, think differently, plan differently. Your goals are aligning with eternity, not ego. This is why your spirit no longer tolerates environments that waste your potential. And chosen one, God is also preparing you for opportunities that require emotional stability. That's why He has been healing hidden wounds. Not every door opens for the wounded. Some doors require wholeness. Some assignments require clarity, not chaos. Some blessings require readiness, not reaction. God will not bless you in a way that breaks you. He is strengthening your inner foundation so that when the blessing arrives, you stand firm instead of falling apart. You may have also noticed a sudden desire to reorganize your life, to clean spaces, restructure plans, reprioritize responsibilities. This is not random impulse. It is spiritual alignment manifesting physically. When God prepares your spirit, your environment often follows. Heaven is prompting you to create order because your next season requires structure. Divine favor is attracted to clarity. Blessings thrive in prepared spaces, and perhaps the most unexpected shift is this. You no longer fear the unknown the way you once did. There is a quiet boldness rising inside you, a willingness to step into unfamiliar territory because you trust the voice guiding you. This is spiritual courage. This is what happens when God trains your faith through seasons of uncertainty. You're learning to walk by faith, not sight. You're learning to trust direction even without full details. You're learning that obedience opens doors faster than understanding. Beloved, this transformation is not happening to you, it is happening for you. Heaven is shaping you for something extraordinary, something strategic, something destined. And there is still more God wants to show you. More hidden movements, more spiritual patterns, more divine alignment working behind the scenes. Chosen one, there is another layer to what God is doing in you, one that reaches deeper than anything you have recognized so far. You've begun to feel a quiet separation inside your spirit, a gentle distancing from old versions of yourself. This isn't an identity crisis. It is identity revelation. God is stripping away the projections others placed on you, the misunderstandings that shaped your behavior, the expectations that confined your potential, as you are rediscovering who you truly are beneath years of survival, obligation, and unspoken pressure. This rediscovery is not accidental. It is heaven reintroducing you to the person God always intended you to become. There is a new clarity rising in how you view your past. Situations that once confused you now make sense through the lens of purpose. You see how every disappointment redirected you. You see how every loss protected you. You see how every delay strengthened you. The patterns that once felt random are now forming a divine mosaic. God is helping you reinterpret your story, not through pain, but through purpose. This new understanding is unlocking a maturity that only chosen ones carry, an awareness that nothing in your life has been wasted. You may also feel a growing desire to improve areas of your life you once ignored. Your habits, your finances, your health, your surroundings. This is not self-criticism, it is spiritual alignment, calling you to stewardship. When God prepares to elevate someone, He sharpens every area that once operated in autopilot. He's teaching you discipline, not as punishment, but as preparation for abundance. Financial stability, emotional maturity, spiritual growth. These are not random themes appearing in your heart. They are divine signals that you are being prepared for long-term increase, not temporary blessings. Another sign of this shift is the way your voice is changing. You're beginning to speak with more intention, more authority, more honesty. You no longer feel the urge to explain yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. You no longer silence your truth to maintain someone else's comfort. You no longer shrink from expressing what God has placed in your spirit. This new confidence is not ego, it is healing. God is strengthening your voice because your words will soon carry impact far beyond your current circle. And chosen one, you've begun noticing that your instincts regarding opportunities are becoming sharper. You can sense when something is right without needing all the information. You can feel when something is wrong, even if it looks good on the surface. This is spiritual intuition awakening. It's the same guidance that led Abraham into unknown land, the same guidance that warned Joseph in dreams, the same guidance that kept David safe from hidden traps. God is heightening your sensitivity because He is steering you toward purpose and away from pitfalls disguised as blessings. Your internal boundaries are changing as well. You no longer allow access to everyone simply because they ask for it. You've stopped giving energy to situations that drain you. You've stopped seeking validation from people who cannot see your value. This shift is heaven teaching you the sacredness of your spirit. Protection is not rejection, it is wisdom. You are learning to guard what God is growing in you, because not everyone can handle the weight of your calling. Another transformation is occurring in your daily thoughts. Where fear once dominated, faith is taking root. Where doubt once whispered, vision is speaking. You are beginning to think with a renewed mind, ideas, strategies, and plans arising with unusual clarity. This is not coincidence. God is planting seeds of insight that will later grow into opportunities. Trust what He's showing you. These thoughts are not random. They are preparation for assignments that will require ingenuity, courage, and spiritual insight. And beloved, your pace is changing. You no longer rush into decisions. You no longer cling to urgency that leads to mistakes. You've begun to move with a quiet confidence, trusting timing rather than forcing outcomes. This is spiritual maturity. This is wisdom anchoring you. This is God teaching you the rhythm of purpose rather than the impulse of fear. Your decisions are becoming sharper because your spirit is becoming steadier. What you may not realize is that heaven is also rearranging your environment in subtle ways. Certain doors are closing not because you failed, but because those paths cannot contain your next level. Certain opportunities are fading because better ones are aligning. Certain connections are dissolving because they were stepping stones, not lifelong assignments. Everything shifting around you is responding to the shift happening within you. Your inner transformation is influencing your outer reality. But the most powerful sign of all is this: you have begun to expect more from life. Not out of entitlement, but out of alignment. You are finally realizing the value of your calling, the strength of your spirit, the magnitude of your purpose. This expectation is not pride, it is prophecy. When your spirit begins expecting what God has prepared, heaven accelerates manifestation. Expectation is a magnet that draws breakthrough closer. And right here, chosen one, as this deeper truth rises in you, I feel another divine turning point. If your heart feels awakened by this moment, if you sense God pulling you into higher revelation, then hear this with gentleness. If you feel led to express gratitude, even a small, super thanks for Bob, becomes a spiritual echo of agreement with what heaven is stirring in your path. Not as obligation, but as a quiet act of alignment. Now take a breath, because God is not finished unveiling what is happening around you. There are still hidden movements in the supernatural, still deeper currents in your destiny, still greater instructions heaven is preparing to release. Chosen one, there is a deeper current moving beneath your life. A quiet but undeniable pull that keeps urging you to rise beyond what once felt familiar. You've noticed it in the way your spirit outgrows situations faster than your circumstances can adjust. You've sensed it when old habits lose their grip, when old cycles feel too small, when old versions of you no longer fit the shape of your rising purpose. This inner expansion is not random. It is evidence that God is enlarging the borders of your destiny. There is a new sensitivity forming inside you, one that responds to peace as quickly as it recognizes disruption. You're beginning to understand that peace is not the absence of hardship. It is the presence of divine alignment. God is teaching you how to protect the environments that protect your calling. This is why you feel restless in places that once felt comfortable. The atmosphere of your life is shifting. Your soul is refusing to stay where your purpose cannot grow. You've also felt a deeper pull toward responsibility. Not the kind that drains you, but the kind that reveals your authority. You're noticing that areas you once postponed now demand your attention. Finances that were once neglected suddenly feel urgent to steward. Goals you pushed aside now rise with clarity. Dreams you once feared now whisper boldly. This is God strengthening your foundation so that when He releases increase, you stand firm instead of overwhelmed. This shift is preparing you for lasting abundance, rooted in wisdom rather than impulse. Another sign is the way your compassion has deepened. You see the pain of others more clearly. You notice details you once overlooked. You feel moved to speak life where silence once felt safer. This is God expanding your influence. Your empathy is being reshaped into purpose. He is training your heart to carry the weight of impact without losing tenderness. The world needs voices that heal, and your voice is awakening for such a time as this. And chosen one, your relationship with time is changing. You no longer chase every moment with anxiety. You've begun to sense the sacred pace of your journey, realizing that divine timing is never late and never rushed. What once felt like delay now feels like preparation. What once felt like waiting now feels like becoming. You are learning to recognize that heaven works outside the clock, and your steps are guided by a rhythm deeper than schedules or deadlines. This awareness frees you from pressure, anchoring you in trust instead of fear. Your dreams for the future are also taking on new shape. You're no longer imagining survival, you're imagining expansion. You're no longer planning for the bare minimum, you're envisioning overflow. Your spirit is beginning to picture stability, opportunity, and growth. This is not fantasy. This is prophecy unfolding in your imagination. God often reveals the next chapter through the inner stirrings of vision, long before the outer world aligns. There is another transformation happening in the way you respond to challenges. Problems that once sent you into panic now lead you into prayer. Situations that once felt like threats now feel like invitations to rise. You're beginning to understand that resistance is not a signal to retreat. It's a sign that you are approaching a breakthrough. You no longer crumble under pressure. You analyze it, you learn from it, you grow through it. This resilience is proof that God has been strengthening your spirit in silent ways. And perhaps the most subtle but profound shift is the way your heart is healing. You're releasing grudges that once consumed your thoughts. You're letting go of bitterness that once weighed your spirit. You're forgiving people who may never apologize. This release is not weakness, it is liberation. God is clearing emotional clutter to create space for new blessings. You cannot receive what's ahead while your heart is still holding what is gone. Healing is the doorway to advancement, and you are walking through it with grace. Chosen one, you've also noticed that inspiration comes to you in waves, sometimes in the quiet moments of the morning, other times in the middle of unexpected stillness. These moments are not random. Heaven is feeding your creativity, planting ideas that will become strategies, solutions, and opportunities. Some ideas will produce financial stability. Others will empower your spiritual growth. All of them are connected to your divine purpose. God never plants without intention. There is also a rising strength in your boundaries. You're beginning to differentiate between generosity and self-neglect. You're learning that loving others doesn't mean abandoning yourself. You're realizing that protecting your energy is not selfish. It's sacred. God is teaching you to guard your spirit because what He is placing inside you will require protection from those who misunderstand, misuse, or mishandle your gift. And pay attention to this. Your hunger for truth is intensifying. You no longer settle for opinions that conflict with your spirit. You're drawn to wisdom that elevates you, not emotions that drain you. You're seeking clarity, not chaos. Knowledge, not noise. Revelation, not excuses. This hunger is divine. It is shaping you for leadership in ways you may not recognize yet. God is preparing you to guide others out of confusion, to shine light in places where many still walk in shadows. Another divine movement is the way opportunities seem to be circling your life. Some subtle, some bold. You've been noticing invitations, possibilities, and connections forming in unexpected ways. This is heaven positioning you. Even when you don't see the full picture, doors are aligning because of your obedience, your consistency, your faith, your quiet perseverance. They are opening pathways that your effort alone could never secure. You may have also realized that your reactions to negativity have changed. What once offended you now barely touches your peace. What once discouraged you now motivates you. What once broke you now fuels you. This is spiritual authority rising. You are mastering your atmosphere rather than being mastered by it. This strength will protect you as God elevates you into environments where you must stand firm in identity and purpose. And beneath all of this, there is a new longing stirring within you, a longing for fulfillment deeper than material success. You want meaning, you want impact, you want alignment with divine purpose. This longing is the whisper of destiny calling you higher. It is the inner compass guiding you toward a life shaped by calling rather than circumstance. When God awakens this longing, it is a sign that your next chapter is already forming. Chosen one, you are being transformed from the inside out. Every insight, every shift, every awakening is part of a divine blueprint unfolding with precision and love. Heaven is preparing you for more than you've ever asked for, more than you've ever imagined, more than you've ever believed possible. And this unfolding is not finished. There are still deeper revelations, still greater movements, still divine instructions waiting to meet you as you continue on this sacred path. Chosen one, there is a stirring happening in the deepest chambers of your spirit, a quiet but undeniable reorientation that has been reshaping the way you perceive everything around you. You may not have had the words for it, but you felt the shift. The world you once navigated through instinct alone now feels like a map drawn in layers, each moment revealing new meaning, each encounter carrying hidden instruction. God is teaching you to see beyond the surface, to listen beyond the noise, to understand beyond emotion. This new perception is not a skill you learned. It is a gift awakening, a spiritual sense being activated for the journey ahead. You've also begun to notice a curious change in how you respond to opportunities. In the past, you may have rushed toward anything that promised progress, desperate to escape stagnation or delay. But now you find yourself pausing, evaluating, discerning. You've realized that not every open door leads to destiny, and not every invitation aligns with purpose. This newfound caution is not fear. It is wisdom maturing within you. God is teaching you that timing is holy, that direction is divine, and that acceleration without discernment leads to derailment. You are learning to move when heaven signals, not when pressure demands. Another transformation is unfolding in the way you value your inner world. You've started to treasure silence, not out of withdrawal, but out of recognition that silence is where God whispers the loudest. The interruptions that once annoyed you now feel like divine nudges. The still moments you once avoided now feel like sacred pauses. God is teaching you to honor the spaces where He speaks. He is training your spirit to seek stillness as refuge, not loneliness. This change is drawing you into deeper intimacy with Him, where revelation flows without resistance. Beloved soul, your desire for quality has also shifted. You've begun to crave depth in your relationships, purpose in your work, meaning in your daily choices. You no longer settle for half-hearted connections or empty conversations. The hunger rising inside you is not earthly, it is spiritual. God is preparing you to walk in environments where authenticity is essential, where integrity is the foundation, where destiny requires alignment with those who carry similar conviction. This refinement is not happening by accident. Heaven is cultivating your circle so your future can flourish without interference. You have probably noticed an increasing awareness of your own internal patterns. Thoughts you once ignored now stand out sharply. Behaviors you brushed aside now demand reflection. This is divine introspection, a holy illumination that exposes what needs healing and highlights what needs strengthening. God is peeling back layers gently, not to shame you, but to elevate you. He is guiding you to confront limitations that once felt invisible, breaking cycles that you never realized were holding you back. This self-awareness is a sign of spiritual maturity, a marker of growth that few ever reach without divine intervention. Chosen one, you're also being prepared to hold joy differently. not as a fleeting emotion that visits in rare moments, but as a steady force anchored in faith. You've endured seasons where joy felt like a luxury. You walked through valleys where peace felt unreachable. But now, you are stepping into a chapter where joy becomes strength, where gratitude becomes strategy, where hope becomes habit. This shift is not merely emotional. It is spiritual empowerment forming within you, a divine resilience that will stabilize you when pressures rise. You may have felt an unusual urge to release old possessions, outdated plans, or stagnant routines. This is not random impulse. This is spiritual decluttering. God is clearing space in your life for what He intends to introduce. Many blessings cannot enter until room is made. Many opportunities cannot unfold until old commitments fade. Many divine connections cannot approach until empty seats become available. Your spirit is responding to heaven's preparation, aligning your environment with the growth already happening inside you. Another sign is the way your ambitions have gained purity. You no longer chase success for validation. You chase purpose for fulfillment. Your goals are no longer fueled by fear of failure, but by love for destiny. You're beginning to understand that real elevation is not upward, it is inward. It is the strengthening of character, the expansion of compassion, the awakening of spiritual authority. When these align, external blessings follow naturally, without force or desperation. Beloved, take note of how your prayer life has shifted. What once felt like obligation is becoming dialogue. Your prayers are no longer lists of complaints, but expressions of alignment. You find yourself asking not only for what you want, but for clarity, wisdom, and direction. This shift in prayer posture is evidence that your spirit is maturing. You are no longer praying from panic. You are praying from purpose. You are learning to partner with God rather than plead with Him. This partnership is the birthplace of breakthrough. You've also noticed a new kind of strength rising in your emotions. You no longer react impulsively to situations that once shattered your peace. You pause, you assess, you respond with intention. This emotional discipline is heaven's work within you. God is training your heart to move with grace rather than urgency, with wisdom rather than impulse, with calm rather than chaos. This stability is preparing you for environments where emotional maturity will be essential to your influence. In Chosen One, there is something even more profound happening. Your expectations for life have expanded. You no longer expect bare survival. You expect growth. You expect alignment. You expect purpose. You expect provision that reaches beyond your own effort because you have tasted what it means to be guided by a hand greater than your own. This expectation is the soil where miracles take root. It is the faith that moves mountains quietly, consistently, powerfully. There is also a deepening hunger for authenticity. The masks you once wore out of necessity now feel heavy. The roles you once played to earn acceptance now feel false. God is inviting you into a life where you no longer need to hide parts of yourself to be valued. He is freeing you from the burden of performing for people who never truly saw you. This freedom is not rebellion, it is revelation. You are learning that your true identity is your greatest strength. You've begun to recognize the difference between opportunities that distract and opportunities that develop. You sense which offers carry weight and which ones drain purpose. This discernment is a spiritual compass guiding you toward your assignment. Every yes you make now must be aligned with destiny. God is teaching you to honor your time, your energy, and your gift with the seriousness they deserve. And perhaps one of the most powerful shifts is the restoration of your inner fire. You've walked through seasons where your passion dimmed under pressure, where your dreams felt too heavy to carry, where your spirit felt silent under the weight of expectation. But now, something is reigniting. A spark of courage, a whisper of ambition, a renewed determination to rise beyond limitation. This inner fire is not human strength. It is divine awakening. God is breathing life into places that once felt dormant. Chosen one, everything within you is being restructured, reshaped, and realigned for a greater unfolding. Every shift, every realization, every awakening is a divine sign that you are stepping into a chapter written long before you were born. Heaven is not finished revealing what is unfolding. More layers await. More clarity is rising. More instruction is approaching like dawn breaking through darkness. Chosen one, there is a new depth awakening in the way you interpret the seasons of your life. Moments that once felt disconnected now carry threads of divine continuity. You're beginning to understand that every season, even the silent ones, carried instructions from heaven. You can feel that nothing in your journey was wasted, not the setbacks, not the unanswered questions, not the pauses that stretched longer than you preferred. God is sharpening your ability to recognize His fingerprints in places where you once only saw frustration. This shift in perspective is unlocking wisdom that will guide you through decisions others would fear to make. You've also noticed a renewed attentiveness to the small details of your daily life. Conversations that once felt insignificant now echo with meaning. Encounters that seem ordinary at first glance later reveal spiritual undertones. This heightened awareness is not coincidence. God is tuning your spiritual senses so you can hear divine direction through subtle nudges rather than dramatic signs. He is preparing you to navigate the next chapter with precision, not guesswork. Your sensitivity is becoming a compass that will guide you into divine appointments and away from hidden pitfalls. Another transformation is unfolding in how you deal with resistance. You've learned to stop internalizing every obstacle as a personal failure. Instead, you're beginning to recognize pressure as a sign of transition. You've started to view challenges as spiritual training rather than punishment. This shift in mindset is crucial because God is preparing you for a level of purpose that requires emotional resilience and spiritual intelligence. The battles you once feared, you now face with steady breath. The situations that once overwhelmed you now sharpen your discernment. This resilience is a mark of divine preparation. Chosen one, there is also a deepening hunger inside you for alignment between your actions and your calling. You no longer want to do things simply because they are expected. You want to move with intention. You want to live in harmony with the purpose God placed within you. This longing is drawing you into decisions that bring clarity, not confusion. You've started to feel discomfort in commitments that no longer match your spiritual identity. God is guiding you to refine your focus, to invest your time where it multiplies purpose, not where it drains your strength. You may have sensed a growing capacity to sit with your own thoughts without fear. Where solitude once felt heavy, it now feels like a sanctuary. You're learning to hear the whispers of your spirit, the nudges that guide you toward truth, the insights that rise when the world grows quiet. This change is not just emotional, it is spiritual recalibration. God is inviting you into deeper communion, where revelation flows naturally. He is teaching you how to recognize His presence not only in dramatic moments, but also in the stillness between breaths. There is also a new seriousness rising in your heart toward your personal integrity. You're becoming more honest with yourself, more accountable to your values, more committed to the truth God is unfolding within you. You sense that shortcuts no longer appeal to you because purpose requires purity. This internal shift is preparing you for influence. When God elevates you, the strength of your character will determine the longevity of your blessing. You are being rooted so that your elevation cannot be shaken. Chosen one, take note of how your dreams and ideas are evolving. They carry more weight. They feel more urgent. They arrive with clarity rather than confusion. This is because heaven is planting seeds of future assignments within your mind. These ideas are not random. They are glimpses of what God intends to bring forth through you. Creativity is becoming a conduit of purpose. Inspiration is becoming a form of instruction. You're being aligned with divine strategy, even if you don't fully recognize it yet. There is another layer to this transformation. Your tolerance for emotional chaos is decreasing. Situations that once consumed your energy now feel unnecessary. Arguments you once entertained now feel empty. Confusion that once clouded your mind now lifts quickly. This emotional clarity is God's way of preparing you to walk in purpose without being derailed by distraction. He is strengthening your heart